Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I have to tell you, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and right now, the Green Bay Packers are at the center of a potential seismic move that could reshape the division and honestly, the entire NFC. And no, I'm not talking about some off-season rumor or a minor signing. We're talking about a blockbuster trade that might just happen in the coming weeks. A move that involves Travis Etienne, the young and talented running back from the Jacksonville Jaguars, heading to Green Bay. That's right, Etienne could soon be donning the green and gold, and I want to break down everything you need to know about why this is such a game changer, what it means for the Packers' future, and how it could set the team up for another deep playoff run. Let's start with the context. Travis Etienne, a 26-year-old former first-round pick, has been a player with a lot of promise since entering the league. Sure, last season wasn't his best. He ran for just 558 yards, and that's well below his initial expectations and potential. But when you take a step back and look at his career as a whole, Etienne is a player with a lot of upside. In his first 2 NFL seasons, he managed to rush for over 1,000 yards each year. That's not something you see every day, especially for a running back coming into the league. Plus, he's caught 58 passes just 2 seasons ago, showing he's capable of being a dual-threat back, both on the ground and through the air. However, last year, things weren't as smooth. Etienne's yards per carry dipped to 3.7, and he struggled to find consistency. The Jaguars, meanwhile, drafted Tank Bigsby in the 3rd round of the 2023 NFL Draft, which signaled that Jacksonville was already thinking about the future and perhaps moving on from Etienne, or at least preparing for a transition. The team already had Tank Bigsby impressing during the 2024 season, rushing for 766 yards on 168 carries, averaging 4.6 yards per carry. That's a pretty solid sign that Jacksonville is developing depth at the position and might be ready to part ways with Etienne to get some value back in return. Now, why would the Packers be interested in bringing in a player like Etienne? Well, if you look at the current state of the team's running game, it's pretty clear that they're in need of a reliable, versatile back who can complement their existing core. Last season, the Packers relied heavily on Josh Jacobs, who ran for 329 yards and 15 touchdowns, showing he's still got that burst and power that can carry the offense. But Jacobs is not getting any younger, and he took a hefty pounding last year, over 300 carries, which is a lot for a back in the NFL today. The Packers have drafted Marshawn Lloyd, a promising young talent, but he's coming off injuries and hasn't yet proven that he can be the workhorse back the team needs right now. This is where Etienne fits perfectly. He's a player who can take on a significant workload without necessarily wearing down as quickly as some others might. Yes, his yards per carry last season weren't stellar, but his ability to catch passes out of the backfield is what really makes him valuable. In 2024, he caught 39 passes for 254 yards, which, considering the circumstances, is a decent contribution. A year earlier, he had 58 receptions for 476 yards, showing that he has the ability to be a consistent target in the passing game. Imagine what he could do in Green Bay, especially paired with Jacobs, who is more of a downhill runner, power back. Having 2 backs with different strengths can make the Packers' offense much more unpredictable and explosive. And let's not forget the potential for Etienne to be used in a more specialized role, primarily as a pass catcher, so Jacobs can focus on running between the tackles. This approach would not only help preserve Jacobs' body, but also maximize the skill sets of both players. It's a smart move from an organizational perspective. The Packers have been building an offense that emphasizes versatility and explosive plays, and Etienne fits right into that mold. His ability to catch passes makes him a perfect fit in today's NFL, where the running back position has evolved into more of a hybrid role. Now, on the other side, the Jacksonville Jaguars are in a tricky spot. They've already drafted Tank Bigsby, who showed flashes of brilliance last season. Bigsby's 766 yards on just 168 carries, along with his 4.6 yards per carry, prove that he's ready to step into a larger role. With Etienne entering the final year of his rookie contract and set to hit free agency in 2026, it makes sense for the Jaguars to move him now. They could get some draft capital in return, maybe a late-round pick or something similar, which would help them continue building their roster. But for the Packers, this trade could be a real steal. Etienne's production, combined with Jacobs' power, could form one of the most dynamic duos in the NFC. Think about it, opposing defenses would have a hard time stopping both of them, especially with the way Etienne can be used in the passing game. It would open up the entire offense, giving quarterback Jordan Love more options and flexibility. And let's not forget, the Packers are always looking for ways to improve the team quickly. With Etienne's speed, agility, and pass-catching ability, he could be a key piece in their offensive puzzle, especially as they aim to contend for another Super Bowl. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. What about the cap hit? Well, Etienne's salary last season was around $6.1 million, which isn't cheap, but it's manageable, especially considering his upside. The Packers have shown they're not afraid to spend on key positions, and investing in a talented young back like Etienne could pay dividends down the line. Plus, pairing him with Jacobs could give the Packers a formidable rushing attack that other teams would struggle to contain. It's about creating a balanced offense that keeps defenses honest and opens up everything else: play action, deep shots, and explosive runs. And let's talk about the broader implications. If the Packers can pull off this trade, it would send a message across the NFL that they're serious about contending now. They've been building through the draft and free agency, but adding a player like Etienne shows they're willing to make bold moves to push their Super Bowl window open wider. It's a move that could shake up the NFC North, especially if the Vikings or Lions think they're the only teams making big offseason moves. The Packers could suddenly become the team to beat in the division, with a potent rushing attack and a more balanced offensive scheme. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet, and there are still questions to answer. Will Jacksonville accept a late-round pick for Etienne? Will the Packers be willing to pay his salary? But given how the NFL offseason works, these kinds of deals are often just one or two conversations away from becoming reality. The fact that Jacksonville drafted Tank Bigsby and has a clear plan to move on from Etienne makes this trade plausible. And for Green Bay, if they can pull it off, it could be one of those moves that define their season. Looking ahead to the 2026 season, this kind of upgrade at running back could be the difference maker. The Packers are aiming for another deep playoff run, maybe even another Super Bowl appearance. They've got a talented roster, a solid quarterback in Jordan Love, and now adding Etienne could be the piece that pushes them over the top. It's exciting to think about how this could transform their offense, giving them a new dimension they haven't had in recent years. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Etienne is the missing piece to make the Packers' offense unstoppable? Or do you think Jacksonville should hold on to him a little longer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. We're in an exciting time, folks, and the possibilities are endless. Whether this trade happens or not, one thing is for sure: Green Bay is always in the mix, always looking for ways to get better, and always fighting for that Super Bowl ring. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time.